What's up, beauties? Rana here, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time stopping by. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. So as y'all can see, I am about to redo this whole wig. I've had it for 2 years. I made it a few years ago, and it's just rusty dusty, and just say it with me, it's crusty. Okay, so it's time to redo this whole thing. So right now I am going to just be cutting out these little strings, and this isn't the exactly like fun part of it, but I still wanted to show y'all just because I don't know if y'all have ever seen somebody actually take a wig down and then start over. So I wanted to take y'all along in this process. Like I said, I'm not going to show y'all this next part of me taking the little strings out of each weft because that was just boring enough, and I bored y'all enough with this part. Okay, but like I said, I really just wanted to show you how it began and how it looked before. That last wig on the back was the roughest, which is normal because it just gets the worst treatment. Like, I don't understand. But that one, I actually decided to not put that one back into the wig. I did throw that weft away, so that one would not be added to the new wig, I guess. So ultimately I will have less hair to work with, which sucks, but at the same time it was completely necessary. And as I mentioned before, I have had this hair for a very long time, so I apologize. I do not remember the name of the company or anything like that, so I would have shared that with you guys. But the only issue that I have had with this hair is a little bit of shedding. It does shed, but it's still super full. I still don't understand. This hair must have been dumb full when I first got it because it's just still real full and it sheds. So you're gonna start off with your dome cap. So make sure you get one that looks just like this with the spandex elastic band all the way around it. You do not want to have it like where it's mesh or nothing like that. Also, make sure you do not get the extra large one. I've made that mistake before and the wig came out too big. It's not a good thing. So I ended up having these needles. I just had to just thread those as normal. Make sure they're really long so that way you're not having to stop and re-thread your needles. That's just unnecessary time. And so that little thing is from Walmart. It's like a little needle kit for like sewing, so that's where I got that from. I do want to mention this video was over a course of a lot of days. I did wash the hair and condition it, and I let it air dry for a few days. So this is the aftermath of the closure. I didn't try to part it where I want to part it because I wasn't sure which side I wanted my part on, so I just let it free dry and do whatever. I didn't really care. So right now I just need to measure this up. I did put that dome cap directly in the middle, as you can see, and then also I had to line up the closure the same way. It will feel a little weird doing it at this angle, but I don't want to pull the cap down anymore. So to be completely honest, I still hate doing the closure part because you can see that I did move the mannequin head back like towards my body, but it's still at an angle. It's like downward. I've always hated this part, but once you get done with this, everything else is a breeze. You just gotta like be uncomfortable for a moment. You know what I'm saying? So what I had to do was just look at the closure as in fours. So I just sewed it on one side just to make sure that I didn't need those needles anymore to like, well, I guess pins. I don't want to call them needles. The little colored needles that's inside the little thing that's behind me. So I just had to use those to keep everything in place. And then that's when I sewed down one side, making sure that was nice and secure. And then that's when I ended that side and I went to the opposite side that I'm on now. And then that's when I complete the rest of the closure. You don't really want to go around the whole closure in just one direction. You really want to do it one side, make sure it's good, make sure everything is lined up, and then go to the other side and then complete it out. I've done that before one time and it didn't really work, and it was just lumpy and bumpy and just not looking right. So you don't want to do that. So to avoid any of that, this is the best way to do it. And I'm really not too sure. I've been doing this for so long. I don't remember if I saw a video of somebody using their needle and going upwards how I am, or if that's something I figured out on my own. I can't even remember, but this is how I do it. So I still want to share it with you guys. So when it comes down to the closure, and even with the wefts you'll see later on, I do use my needle, I face it upwards and I grab the cap first, and then I kind of put it through either the closure with the lace, or I'll put it through the wefts or whatever. So I just do it this way. I don't know. It kind of makes it easier in my mind. I really don't know. But I decided to cut that last clip because, as y'all can see, I was not thinking about this camera for a moment, and my head was all in the way, so you couldn't even see exactly what it is I was doing. But this part is honestly really, really simple because it's such a small area that you have to work with. It should only take you maybe, about 5 minutes or so to sew on that closure if you are moving at a decent pace. Again, you don't want to rush, but at the same time, it just still doesn't take too long. Yeah, that's impressive. How much you're messing with my feelings and my heart. So as you can see, I do put the needle through the cap first and then through the lace, and then that's when I kind of just put the thread around the needle, and that does not create a complete knot, but it does help it be way more secure. So I always do that just to make sure that it is not going anywhere. I still do that method even with the wefts. You just really want to make sure it's secure as possible. And then also, as you can see, I'm tugging at this cap because, again, you do not want your lace, not your lace, you don't want your dome cap to be just lumpy and bumpy. You want everything to be as smooth as possible. So because it was doing that, I just had to pull that cap down, and then I took one of those colored pins that I just had, the red and the green one. I just put one of those towards the bottom so that way it can stretch that cap out in that area, and then I was able to just work as normal. So like I said, just put that through, wrap that thing around, not the thing, I don't want to get y'all confused. Wrap that thread around that needle. Don't make a knot, but it does help secure it a lot easier and a lot better. Then once you get to the end, that's when you will make the complete knot and finish off the thread. I don't want to forget to mention that when you are doing the thread for your closure, to make sure that you are sewing close to each other. You don't want to spread the width too wide. You really want to make sure you just kind of stay close to what you just did, so that way it is not lifting up. I'm telling you guys, if you do not do this, if any part of your lace is lifting on the sides, you will be able to feel that, and you'll be able to ultimately probably see that. You just don't want that. So making sure that it's close together will avoid any type of lumps and bumps in your closure. So as y'all can see, I have already began. That's because I got a phone call and I was running my mouth. So you really didn't miss much because I'm about to do this exact same thing for the next 20-30 minutes or so. So trust me, you have not missed a thing. So as y'all can tell, again, I am still going upward with the thread, well, with the needle and the thread, and then I'm going to wrap it around a couple times. So I didn't wrap it around 2 times with that closure, again, because I want it to be as flat as possible, and it's just completely not necessary. But because this is the wefts and this is what is brushed more and this is what gets rough first, you really want to make sure that this is not going anywhere, like I said, because you're just doing so much more tugging on your wefts than your closure. And ever since I have learned the flip over method, I have not done anything else. Oh my God. I remember when we first started learning how to do sewing. When I say we, I mean like me and my sister. And we would cut the wefts after you get to each side and then just start over. Instead of doing the flip over, I tell y'all, it just saves so much time. You just, it stops. I don't want to say it stops, but it can help reduce shedding. So if you don't know this method, or if you just really want to try it, I highly recommend doing the flip over method. Once you get to the end of the cap, or if you're doing somebody's hair, once you get to the sides, just flip that weft the opposite direction. Make sure you sew it really good. Make sure it's super flat. And then you just continue on until you get to the end of that weft. So this is what helps you with speed, to be honest. Because you keep going. You're not taking time and wasting by cutting that weft and then, securing that and then starting over and, picking up your scissors, picking up this, picking up that. It just reduces time by so much. So please do this. I really want you to if you are not already. So as you can see, this is still that back weft that I had. So I am kind of overlapping them just to make sure this last weft is super secure, you guys. I cannot stress that enough. You do not want your last weft to be any type of loose. You don't want any of them to be loose, but of all the wefts that are on this cap, this is the most important one. So I did kind of spread them out a little bit as I went along, knowing that I would come back through that same weft and then go in between what I had already done, as you can see. So that way it's just double secure. You cannot be too safe when it comes to making sure that this wig is nice and together. So just a few more things that I want you guys to know that's important before I just let you continue to watch. So one thing is you do want to be mindful of the amount of hair that you have. That's why you do not want to just think you can get, two bundles and or just one bundle and think that's enough. No. You really want to make sure that you have enough hair, and as you are going along, you really want to make sure that you are spreading your wefts out accordingly to how much hair you have, because you can always go back and add hair, but if you get to the top and realize you run out of hair, you are kind of screwed. You have two options. You can either go get more hair, or you can take some hair down from the back and put it towards the top. It's just a hassle. You don't want to do that. So be mindful of the amount of hair that you have versus this cap. And again, because I did take off that last weft, that means again I had less hair. So I kind of because my friends were there, so I was running my mouth, and so I was just realized I wasn't paying too much attention to the hair that was on the counter. I was just kind of just working and not really paying attention, and so I realized that at a good time though. So I do want to say I realized at a good time, like, oh shoot, I need to spread these a little bit out towards the back because I need this hair to complete this cap. I need to complete this wig. So eventually I did go along and spread them out a little bit more when I got to like that middle and that top part. So you will see that. So if you are curious, like those tracks are a little spread out, sis, and kind of wide, that's the reason why. Again, if it's in the back, who cares? Nobody's going to pay attention to that. The top is the most important because that's when, if the wind blows or anything like that, you'll be able to see that. That's what you want to make sure that is nice and full and how it's supposed to. So like I said, just be mindful of the amount of hair that you have versus the cap. Another thing is when you are when you are putting the needle through the cap, this is before you even put it through the weft, don't grab too much of the cap. So as you can see, I kind of just grab like a little bit of cap and then I keep going. You don't want to, I guess reach in with the needle in one area and then you're like grabbing a bunch of the cap. I hope that makes sense. But you just kind of just need a little bit of the cap and then you just keep it moving. Do not try to, like I said, I don't know how else to explain this, and I hope I don't think of a perfect way to explain this after I even post this, but that's the only thing I can think of to say is just making sure that you just grab a little bit of the cap. Don't grab too much, because if you grab too much, that can make your cap too small. So because you are kind of shrinking it. So you just want to grab the little bit that in the area that you're working in and then just kind of continuing on. And then another thing is, so when it comes down to, I guess, where you grab also, I do not go too deep into the cap on the elastic part. So you do not want to put your needle through the elastic. It should not be through the elastic that is inside of that dome cap. You do not want to do that, again, because that could mess up the elastic as well, and you just do not want to alter the sizing of your wig, so just making sure you are grabbing just the black part. You should not be digging in too much to grab that elastic around those edges of the, I guess, the perimeter, not edges, of the dome cap. And then also you can see that thicker part that is sewn on the cap as well, that separates the where I am now to the elastic part that's there. You don't want to sew through that either. Again, you just don't want to alter any type of sizing. Now this part that I'm on right here, that part is okay. That's just part of the cap. That's not really gonna change anything. So you can sew onto that. I still don't too much, but just because it's like in my mind, I don't want to sew anything that's already sewn on the cap, that like the way the cap came. But again, so you just want to avoid that as much as possible. If you do these little parts right here, who cares? It's not that big of a deal. But when it comes down to that outer part and that perimeter, you do not want to put your needle through that at all. So I did decide to leave a lot of this video in normal speed, and also I did not edit out too much. This is mainly for the people who are really just wanting to learn, or maybe you just like looking at people make wigs. It's up to you. But like I say, I did not want to cut out too much, and that way you didn't leave here with a bunch of questions like, well, how does she do this? How does she do that? Of course, my comment section will always be open. My DMs will always be open. If you need anything, if you want me to answer anything specifically, please do not hesitate to reach out, y'all. I swear to God, I will get back to y'all in a timely manner, I promise. So like I said, that's if I missed anything, any questions that you were looking for. So again, I will just kind of let this play out, and I will just let y'all enjoy the music, and then that's about it.
Such a pretty girl. Left town, got a chance in LA. Now you a city girl. Now you wanna party, it's late. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You said that I won. You had me love struck. That city life will make you go. No place like home. No place like home. No place like home. 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 No place like home. Had a lover boy. Now you're on the other side of the tracks with another boy. Chasing that greener grass, you stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You said that I won. You had me love struck. That city life will make you go. No place like home. No place like home. No place like home. 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 No place like home. Make the night go slower. It's lonely in October. Closer, closer, closer. Lightning in a bottle. Lightning in a bottle, baby. Shatter up the table. Shatter on the table. We can kill the labels. Hold me, beat me, la la la. You said that I won. You had me love struck. That city life will make you go. Oh yeah. No place like home. No place like home. No place like home. Home. No place like home. You look so good in my sweater. Winter is my favorite weather, 'cause it brings you close. And I need you close. Yeah. Wish we could stay here forever. Each day you keep getting better. Gotta love you close. And I need you close. I need you close. Yeah. Na 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 na. Every day, look away. I'm stuck underwater. Can't hold my breath. Don't know what's there. No. Na 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 na. Every day, look away. Na 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 na. Every day, look away. We could be good friends. We could be good friends. We could be good friends. We could be good friends, yeah. We could be good friends. 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 We could be good friends, yeah. We could be good friends. We could be good friends, yeah. Na 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 na. Every day, look away. Na 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 na. Every day, look away. whole life around. I'm just honest, I ain't perfect, baby.
Honestly, I can
know it's hard, but ain't I worth it, baby?
challenging when it seems that you don't give a wondering where you've been. I don't believe everything, trying hard to forget.
This gon' work if we keep working on it. Ease your mind, you put a curtain on it. So if you love me, won't you say you love me? You so beautiful, this world get ugly.
We ride, we vibe, it's us alright. No strings, no ties, I'll trust no lies.
We don't need that type of energy, 'cause I am not your enemy. You closer than a friend of me. I need you skin to skin with me, baby.
Shawty too cold, she a breeze in the freezer. No, I don't want your little baby, I need you. Remember when you told me other couldn't please? You got a little mad, now you getting amnesia.
Alrighty, so we are all done finally. I think it took me maybe about an hour or so. I'm not too sure. Like I said, y'all, I was running my mouth with my friends, and so I really wasn't rushing to get this done, knowing that I was gonna be doing this over a course of a couple days. So right here, we're just kind of going through. Again, I did not know where I wanted to part it, so right now I'm just kind of figuring out exactly where I want to. This closure has held up so good over the years. It doesn't really shed that bad. It doesn't really thin out. I mean, I guess thinning and shedding is the same thing, but this wig and this hair and just everything is still holding on so good. So right here, I think I'm just playing around with it. I don't really know. And then we are going to start styling it really soon. So if this is your first time watching a unit being made, you're like, okay, well, what about this cap underneath? This isn't right. So that will be cut off, don't worry. So right here, as you can see where the thread starts, this is where you're gonna cut directly next to, and then that way you just cut that little part off on the cap and then you're good to go. So right here, I'm just gonna kind of cut along that. You don't want to get too close to that thread either. It's not the end of the world if you keep a little bit of that black part. Sometimes I'm scared that it's gonna kind of stretch over and then go into the thread. I don't know. Let me just shut up and just running my mouth and just talking. But I just don't cut like on that thread. I don't need to cut right there because you won't be able to see that black part anyway. So it's like just to I guess have a to ease my mind, I don't cut too close to it, but this part shouldn't take you really long at all. You just cut along that and then boom, you're good to go. So I picked up these medium brownish stocking caps from the beauty supply store because I was sick of those super light ones. They just wasn't working for me. So this is perfect. Anyway, so I picked those up. So right here, I'm just testing the wig out. I'm just trying it on, not styling it that day. I really wanted to try it on. Like I said, y'all gonna see all the different outfit changes because y'all, this was like a whole week I was doing this stuff. Okay, like a week. So I made the wig this day, and then that's what, like I said, I wanted to just see how it fit and all that cute stuff. So once I realized, like, okay, it fits really good, I miss it fitting like this tight and snug. And so I wanted to just see exactly which side I wanted this part on. I have never had this wig like a side part. I've always done the middle. I haven't really done a side part unit in a long time, to be honest. So I was like, you know what? I'm redoing it anyway. If I want in the middle, I can put it right back in the middle. It's no big deal. Let me just try the side. So that's the side I decided to go on. And I really like it. I just need to get used to it because, again, it has been a while since I've had a side part and with long hair in a while. So it came out really cute. So just stay tuned and we just gonna keep it going. And before you say something, because I was already thinking it, this the mirrors, I didn't even pay attention that it was dirty. I know that sounds so stupid, but that's not like me to record in the mirror and then not clean my mirrors. But I was just so focused on trying this wig on, making sure I recorded it, that I didn't even pay attention that you guys like saw dirt. Like I didn't even see it. Anyway, child, that's neither here nor there. So right here, not too, fun, I guess. We're just kind of straightening it out. And then afterwards, I am going to go in and trim this hair because I have never cut it before either. So this hair is getting a full, I don't even know what to call it. Okay, it's getting a full something. So it's getting a bunch of love today. It got washed really good, all that kind of stuff. This hair just got some good treatment today. I guess that's the word we're gonna use. Some good treatment is what this hair is getting right now. And just to throw this out there, we about 40 minutes in. If you've made it this far, I feel like I deserve a subscription. I feel like I deserve a like. I feel like I deserve a nice comment. What you like so far up to this point, what you feel has been helpful up to this point. And yeah, I would just really appreciate it because I know how it is whenever I'm watching somebody's video. Like, you just kind of like be just watching it and then you're just like, you go to the next video without even purposely trying not to comment or purposely not liking or so I just feel like this is just a little friendly reminder for you guys, a general reminder that if you have gotten this far, that I deserve a little something. It would be nice, it would be appreciated if you guys could be generous and share some love with me and for me, or share this video, whichever one. I appreciate anything, any type of engagement on this video. Thank you guys.
Never to see you again. That was simply delusion, followed up with confusion. That was just substitution for your So that's impressive, how much you're messing with my feelings in my heart. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's impressive, how much you're messing with my feelings in my heart. Oh, yeah. I'm going back to the table, I know they saving us up for the stable friend of mine, 'cause they know all this time that I was out my mind, thinking you were the one, that it was love, feelings was strong. I should've known, I should know. I don't know what I was thinking, let it be more than drinking and going back to your place, never to see you again. That was simply delusion, followed up with confusion. That was just substitution for a lonely bed. So that's impressive, how much you're messing with my feelings in my heart. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's impressive, how much you're messing with my feelings in my heart. Oh, yeah. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care, you don't care. Could be good, then you fade, then you fade away. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. Could be good, then you fade away. I don't know what I was thinking, let it be more than drinking and going back to your place, never to see you again. That was simply delusion, followed up with confusion. That was just substitution for your lonely bed. So that's impressive, how much you're missing. My feelings in my heart, in my heart. Yeah, that's impressive, how much you're missing. My feelings in my heart. Oh, yeah. How much you're messing with me. 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 How much you're messing with me.
Such a pretty girl. Left town, got a chance in LA. Now you a city girl. Now you wanna party, it's late. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You said that I was. You had me love struck. That city life will make you go. No place like home. No place like home. No place like home. 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 No place like home. Had a lover boy. Now you're on the other side of the tracks with another boy. Chasing that greener grass. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You said that I was. You had me love struck. That city life will make you go. No place like home. No place like home. No place like home. close. And I need you close. Yeah. Wish we could stay here forever. Each day you keep getting better. Gotta love you close. And I need you close. I need you close. Yeah. Na 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 na. Every day, look away. Na 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 na. Every day, look away. We could be good friends. We could be good friends. We could be good friends. We could be good friends, yeah. We could be good friends. 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 We could be good friends, yeah. We could be good friends. We could be good friends, yeah. Each time you leave me, it's harder. Feels like I'm stuck underwater. Can't hold my breath. Yeah. Don't know what's there. No. Na 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 na. Every day, look away. Na 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 na. Every day, look away. We could be good friends. We could be good friends. We could be good friends. We could be good friends, yeah. We could be good friends. 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 We could be good friends, yeah. We could be good friends. We could be good friends, yeah. Na 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 na. Every day, look away. Na 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 na. Every day, look away.
place, never to see you again. That was simply delusion, followed up with confusion. That was just substitution for your lonely bed. So that's impressive, how much you're messing with my feelings in my heart. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's impressive, how much you're messing with my feelings in my heart. Oh, yeah. I'm going back to the table, I know they saving us up for the stable friend of mine. Cause they know all this time that I was out my mind, thinking you were the one, that it was love, feelings were strong. I should've known, I should know. I don't know what I was thinking, let it be more than drinking and going back to your place, never to see you again. That was simply delusion, followed up with confusion. That was just substitution for your lonely bed. So that's impressive, how much you're messing with my feelings in my heart. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's impressive, how much you're messing with my feelings in my heart. Oh, yeah. No, you don't care, no, you don't care, no, you don't care, no, you don't care. Could be good, then you fade, then you fade away. No, you don't care, no, you don't care, no, you don't care. Could be good, then you fade away. I don't know what I was thinking, let it be more than drinking and going back to your place, never to see you again. That was simply delusion.
All right, so now it's time to play in it just a little bit. So with the cutting, I did not do any layers. I should have, now that I look back on it, but I'll probably go back in and do that. It's no big deal. You know, I can easily just go do that little bit. I really just wanted to focus on getting those dead ends out of that hair. It was just so bad, but it looks so much better. It feels so much, I guess, healthier now, even though this is just, you know, a unit. It just feels so much better and lighter, and it just looks so much better. So I realized that the part was a little bit more in the center than on the side. So all I did was just move that cap sideways. Nobody would ever know. And then that's how I got that part to be kind of like a deeper side part. And that's what I love about units. You can move them around if you need to. It's no right or wrong really when it comes down to the parting. So I think I'm just going to keep this just for probably this weekend. And then I think I'm going to go back to a middle part. I'm just a middle part girl. Not that I don't like the side part. I'm just a middle part girl. Like, I don't know what else to say. So, and it's just so funny because growing up, once I start wearing, you know, longer hair, I always had it on the sides. You know, that was the big thing. But now I can't let go of the middle. So right now I'm in my middle part girl era. So that's what we're going to stick to. So I just wanted to kind of just do those ends just a little bit. I did go through and eventually curl it because I'm a curly girl as well. I do like straight sometimes, but curl is my favorite. So I'm just kind of playing in the hair right now, and that's about it.
Home, no place like home, no place like home, 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 no place like. Had a lover boy, now you're on the other side of the tracks with another boy. Chasing that greener grass, you stay over, never over. One more drinking until you're sober. You say over, never over. One more drinking until you're sober. You said that I won. You had me lost, struck. That city life will.
and I've been going back and forth on whether I want to add some baby hairs. I think I am. I've never had it put on this wig. I never cut baby hairs at all because, again, I just kind of had it in the middle, so middle parts I don't really care for baby hairs, but because it's on the side, I just feel like this hairline just like so flat and just so straight. So I just think that's what I'm gonna do for the moment. Like I said, it's just something this weekend, and then I'm gonna kind of go back to the middle part or whatever, and then the baby hairs, you know, I may keep them, just depending on how they turn out. But I do think I am going to get at a try tomorrow when I actually do install this wig like completely. I think I am going to kind of glue it down, and that way I can just make sure it's secure and it's not going anywhere, because I do plan on going out. But I think I am going to add those baby hairs. So if I do, and if it comes out right, then I will be adding that to that will be my picture for the thumbnail. If not, then y'all will see that I decided not to add those baby hairs. So however it turns out, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping for the best, but I do really want to add baby hairs, at least to that front part where my forehead is, where the bang is, I should say, just to add a little bit of something, a little bit of, you know, I guess, you know, whatever to that area. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing.
Such a pretty girl. Left town, got a chance in LA. Now you a city girl. Now you wanna party, it's late. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You said that I was. You had me love struck. That city life will make you go. No place like home. No place like home. No place like home. 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 No place like had a lover boy. Now you're on the other side of the tracks with another boy. Chasing that greener grass. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You said that I was. You had me love struck. That city life will make you go. No place like home. No place like home. No place like home. 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 No place like home.
All right, and that concludes this video. I appreciate y'all for getting through this part with me and this long video, because I really wanted to just take my time and show you guys exactly what it was. Like I said, I did not want to cut out too much, because that's not showing y'all anything if I'm just trying to have a short video. So I appreciate y'all if y'all got to this point. And then the part where like the middle of that hair is just where I want to add those layers. It's just layers and curls, they just go hand in hand. Like, I just can't describe it. It just makes your hair just flow and just move so pretty. So that's for me, at least. That's what I believe when it comes out of my hair. So I think I am going to go in eventually and add those layers, but I will not be doing that on this video. But I can show you guys at another time just how it looked, how it turned out, I should say, the results. So I appreciate y'all for getting through this with me. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you found anything helpful with this video. I do appreciate y'all so much. As always, as my mother used to always say, it does not matter what you do in life, always be the best at it, and I will catch y'all next time.